What's up everybody, Tommy Har with the real side of real estate, and in today's video I'm going to give you a breakdown of 3 houses that we're flipping all right next to each other. I'm going to walk through the rehab numbers, going to walk through the acquisition, how we managed to do the deal all next to each other, and how we're going to make over 6 figures on this property and all of these 3 together right here. So make sure you like this channel, make sure you subscribe, drop us some comments, show us some love for the real side of real estate. Let's get to it. So we've got this house here, and then we also have this house all the way in the back there. And I think it's important to always be talking about how you can acquire deals, right? So we got this deal actually through a JV, which is a partnership. So it's a funny story. I ended up partnering with some of the guys, sorry, I thought I know those people. So I ended up partnering with an old soccer teammate that I played high school soccer with, his parents. So I run TV commercials in Columbus, Ohio. It's me, my wife, and my son saying that I buy houses. So it's we buy houses, and they own all 3 of these. And what they were doing, I'm in Westerville, which is a really nice downtown area of Columbus. This main road here is commercial. So you got a Dunkin' Donuts across the street, you got a Papa John's, you got a Verizon. It's a main road, but very, very nice, great school district. They're commercial people, meaning commercial real estate. So what they were doing is they bought this during COVID. They were gonna bring all 3 parcels together, demolish the houses, and turn it into like a big commercial lot. So they said Bibby Bop talked to them, all these different things, but nothing panned out. So they called me through my commercial, and they didn't even know it was me at the time. They said, hey, can we talk to this guy and see if he wants to do something? Because the funny thing is, they know commercial real estate, but they don't know residential real estate. So they came to me to ask me if I wanted to partner with them to renovate all these houses to sell. So we got an 1.5 acres of land. We ended up doing a JV partnership. They owe about $650,000 on the 3 houses. I'm bringing the construction and the money for the renovation. So I don't have to pay money on the $650,000 to acquire these properties, meaning I'm probably not having to pay $50,000 to $75,000 of interest. Because if I were to buy this thing for $650,000 and let's say I pay 12% to my private money lenders times 0.12, that'd be $78,000 for the year. Let's say this takes us, I don't know, 4 months total. It'd be 20 to 30 grand of interest that I'm saving by them holding the note. Now they're servicing the debt, but that's part of the partnership. So what I urge you to do is start thinking creatively. If you get really good at construction and raising capital, people will start bringing you deals. So I'm now, if you're watching this and you're in Columbus, if you bring me a deal, I will partner with you 50-50. I will do the construction and I will bring the financing. All you have to do is bring the deal, and you can meet my contractors, watch my entire process, and literally ride my coattail and make money while learning as well. So it's what value are you bringing to people? You can do direct to seller marketing, you can do to wholesalers. So this one just dropped in our lap because I'm putting myself out there, and I'm being the person somebody can look to be the expert in residential real estate. So it was funny because they ended up calling my commercial, and they were like, hey, can we reach out to that guy on the commercial? So the son, so I played soccer with the oldest brother, the middle brother played soccer with my brother. He goes, Dad, that's Tommy Har. And he's like, I didn't even recognize him with the beard. So we called, we had a nice breakfast, and we ended up doing the JV together. So we're in the middle of construction right now. So the way that breaks down is this house in the back, which we'll go to first, has the biggest lot. So this one sits on almost 1 acre. And the way that I think, and it sits on a main road, so ARVs are a little bit tougher. I think this house in the back here may sell for $450,000. This house right here, probably $400,000, and the house over there for $350,000. So the total ARV for these are $450 plus $400 plus $350, which is $1.2 million. We got some little hecklers in the back. I'm about to go smack them, teach them a lesson. So $1.2 million, and remember our basis for the purchase, the acquisition of these, is $650,000. So they're holding that note, and we're splitting anything above rehab 50-50. And what I also negotiated into the deal, because I don't really know the ARVs really that well, because once again, it's on a main road, I negotiated in, if we end up losing money, or if we break even, I negotiated in a $50,000 construction fee. So I'm, no matter what, making $50,000 by renovating these 3 houses. They needed my help. So that was something else I negotiated in. And then we are gonna get into the rehabs here. So this house back here, biggest lot, we're gonna make it really nice. This was a 3-bed, 2-bath. We're turning into a 3-bed, 3 full bath. Huge garage. So massive garage, huge lot, sits off the road. So this one, to me, is the bread and butter house. This one we've got to make nice. We got to get our ARV set on this thing. And then as far as rehab goes here, we have an old video. You're good. You can keep the music on. If you watch, we had an old walkthrough video. There was a wall here we took out, and we rebuilt it. So we're gonna do a nice railing system here. And then on the back side, we opened up the kitchen. So we opened up the kitchen, we racked our brain on how to do all these things. So now we got a nice kitchen. You can see it already kind of lined out. We've got an island here. It'll have a little bit of an overhang, not too much because this will be tight. We've got our range right here in the middle. You can see our gas line, microwave lines already. What's up, dude? Fridge on the end, and then drop space cabinetry over here. We ended up actually taking out a window right here. We also took out a soffit. You can see where they've mudded it up. We've got our guys here doing rough drywall right now, or finished drywall. So they're mudding the walls, they're making everything skimmed out. The wall that used to be here, and here we had to also recess a beam. So if you watch the old video, there was a wall that was here running across, and it was load bearing. So the roof trusses come in right here, and they were sitting on this wall. You can't just take these walls out. You have to make sure it's carrying the load above. So what we did is we have a temp wall here, a temp wall here. You then recess a beam up in, and we cut the joist, and we hang the roof trusses up in there. I know that's a lot of jargon for you guys, but what you have to understand is that you have to set a post. So you see the mud here going, did we fix the drywall? There's a post recessed into this wall, and there's also a post sitting right in here. And on the back side, we made a closet. So you have to be thinking about these things when you're designing out these spaces, or else you're gonna have random posts and pillars in your kitchen, like in my house. In my house, I didn't think it through all the way. And I've got a post in my kitchen. Now we put our thermostat on it. It looks normal enough, but I'd rather be completely open. And I didn't think through it as I was doing it. And it was already done. So we got a full bath here. And on the back side over there used to be a full bath. We turned it into a half bath. Bedrooms are going to be kind of the same. So this house here, I believe our budget is right around 80 grand. So 80 grand, I'll have to look for you guys and tell you exactly. But what we're also doing is we made a walk-in bathroom on the back side of this room. So walk-in, master. So you now have got an ensuite with a walk-in closet. Yeah, we could have made it a little bit smaller. We could have made the bedroom a little bit bigger, but it is what it is. So what we're gonna be doing is we gotta frame this out still, and we gotta make this our bedroom. So a little bit quirky of a bedroom, weird with a fireplace, but I think it'll end up working out well. Should have made it a little bit bigger. We still probably can.
Yeah. I would definitely, that closet,
I mean, why did they make this so big?
I mean, in my head, I wouldn't even frame it out. Honestly, there's nothing wrong with having a fucking door to your back deck in a primary as well.
So but a door like here? So just leave this door here?
And that's just a...
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, you're right. I didn't realize this door was here. So yeah, we'll keep it like, that makes it feel bigger.
Yeah. And then you just have a nice house space to your back patio. But that's huge.
It's too big. I mean, it's too, yeah.
I would like look at it. I mean, the closet's as big as the bathroom.
I thought that we had talked about it coming 48 inches off the wall. Question mark. Oh, we need to slow. So this is another thing, like mistakes happen and you got to be able to change and pivot. Like maybe we do keep it this way, but what I've learned is that you really have to take your time during your scope creation. Like really documenting what you want done, because now, I mean, I was probably too vague in what I was wanting, and now it turns out to be like this, and we're gonna have to do a change order. Because you don't need a closet that big. Realistically, it needs to be pushed like to here.
I mean, it could literally just be.
To me, I wanted, I wanted the plumbing to be this way. So like 48 inches off the wall, so like here, and then vanity, toilet, and then the backside. So really, I thought it was gonna come to like here.
Yeah, that took at least 2-3 feet off the bedroom.
I mean, I'm gonna go grab a tape measure and see how big this room is, because it's not a huge master, and I know that's the complaint we're gonna get beforehand. Let there be light. All right, so we got 10 foot, which is good. It's just it's the I know. I mean, it's
10 by 12.
It's 10 by 12. It's not small.
You only have like one wall. Ish.
I mean, people like to put TVs in there. I mean, it's just weird.
You can't do nothing to this because this stone actually goes outside.
I feel like we probably have to leave it this way, comma. Yeah, I mean, it's not terrible,
No.
but it's not as big as I would like it to be. But isn't that like just the way of the world as a man, you know?
Alright.
All right.
Got moving on to the TV here.
Yeah, it's good enough.
We got, I mean, like I said, obviously it's a steel man door, but I think you can have a nice glass door.
Yeah, get a little bit more light. I mean, those are taped off too, so you'll have a nice light fixture. I mean, like this bedroom over here is probably bigger, or it's the same size, but it's just without, yeah. So, whatever.
All the rooms are good size.
Thanks, buddy. So we turned that into a half bath, they're working there. And then down here, in the initial video was all flooded. So I came down here, and what we're gonna be doing, still smells super musty. What we're gonna be doing, once again, since I don't have comps to tell me that I need to finish this basement, we're gonna be ripping out all the existing framing. One, because it was flooded, you can see like how moldy this was. And we're gonna rip out all the finish, and we're just gonna paint the floors, paint the walls, paint the ceilings, and make it a space that people can kind of just hang out in. But
They want to finish it, but it's a huge space.
big space. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, big electrical panel. It's nice. It's a good space. So this one, let me actually go into my rough budget here. State Streets. This is 7.6. So our budget on this house here is $87,000. That's with contingency. So now I'm adding to each one. So 450, or actually 650 is our total cost basis plus 87. So 737. So remember our ARV is 1.2. So 1.2, we're gonna have to pay 3% to buyer's agents when we sell. My agent's gonna do it for 1% all across the board, times 0.9, so 0.95, we're also gonna closing costs. So we're down now, that takes you 60 grand down lower. So we're at 1.14, let me turn my phone on Do Not Disturb, minus our 87,000, minus our 650,000. So now we got another $403,000 to work with between this house, between the next two houses. So if we're keeping the next ones under 100 grand, we're looking at, we might make 200 grand on this thing. So let's continue to go to the next houses. Now remember, when I say these rough numbers, I'm also not talking about my holding costs on the money, but remember, I'm only bringing the financing for the construction. So my holding cost for my financing is not gonna be that high. Now if I had to do purchase and rehab, let's say 650 plus another, I don't know, I'm throwing out a random number, 250, total loan of $900,000. That interest accrues so damn fast with harder private money. So you gotta be aware of that. So out here, like I said, we gotta spruce this place up. We're gonna paint the outside, we're gonna make it beautiful. We also got rid of this window, so we gotta find the same siding, repair it, take this out, paint it, make this place not look like it's a shed from the 1970s and make it a nice, beautiful, modern house here. But $87,000, and let me kind of just explain what that gives you. So we had to gut the place, not gut it, but take everything down to where it needs to be. New kitchen, take a full bath to a half bath, adding a master bath, demoing the basement, doing a deck, repairing our deck, soffit, new roof, some windows, so all new HVAC. So it's a pretty heavy lift. We're touching almost everything here. So we got to make sure you know how to run your numbers. And if you want to learn how to run numbers, I've got YouTube videos on it. Make sure you're liking and subscribing to this page. And also I have my deal analyzer. If you're not using my deal analyzer, you're missing out. There's a video on how to use it too when you sign up. The link is in the show notes here. Just make sure you guys use it. And then also we do deal analysis almost weekly in my mentorship. So you'll see deals that we're doing in real time. We'll break these things down kind of like we're doing right now, but more in depth and really show you guys how to do this stuff. So that right there is house number 1. Cool, kind of weird house.
Big yard.
But massive yard. I mean, just absolutely beautiful lot here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna gravel the driveways. If we have enough money to spend at the end, we'll maybe do some asphalt, but we're also gonna fence it out. So we gotta fence out, we gotta show who owns what, and then work to the next. So the next house here in the middle is a house that we've done multiple times. I'm talking like layout wise. So we're used to this type of house. This one was actually in the best condition as well. This one we're not really changing much of the layout. It's mostly a kitchen bath cosmetic. Now this house, I think we're budgeting, let me actually give you real numbers here. Our budget on this is $72,000 with contingency. Now when I say with contingency, what that means is my total number is really like 66 and we're adding 20% contingency on every budget. That's for your, oh shit, I didn't think about this, or my sewer line is busted. The video we just shot before, maybe last week or Monday, we had a busted sewer line. You gotta have these numbers set aside for when shit does go wrong. These are houses, they're older houses. You're not gonna have perfect budgets. So let's go in here, we gotta do a driveway. So what we have here, this one was built in the 20s. That one was built in the 70s. This one was built in the 20s. You can tell because of the siding and the foundation. That foundation over there was block. This one is old clay tile. So you got clay tile foundation, which means that you may have a wet basement. Also, you've got asbestos siding. So this exterior was actually turnkey. We're not gonna paint it, we're gonna keep it, and we're just touching up paint around the windows. It already had vinyl windows. So this house, as I was walking them initially, I was like, okay, this one's in great shape. You may not be able to tell because if you look at the inside, it was dated, but you got to be able to look past cosmetic items and figure out what makes the house run. Siding is expensive, windows are expensive, roof's expensive, mechanicals are expensive. Also, when you're going into a 1920s house, you expect to see some outdated electrical, maybe some outdated plumbing. So let's go inside. I'll show you guys what we're talking about here. I know. Brand new AC. What's up, stud?
Hey, buddy.
How are you?
Good.
Nice to see you. What's up, man?
Hello, sir. How are you?
Good, man. How are you?
Beautiful day.
It is a beautiful day. Oh, this is a good, I'll show you guys here what we're talking about in the other house. So here, there was a wall right here. You can see where the wall was at. So this was our kitchen before. It's really boxed in, it's tight. So now, what you do is you run up these posts, so triple, double 2x4s up. You have to set it, make sure you set it on a joist underneath. You gotta make sure it's set on something down, and then you push it up. So what you have here is so our floor joists running up are maybe, what are those, 2x8s, 2x6s? Yeah, probably 2x8s. So we got 2x8 floor joists running across, and then this wall right here used to be what was holding up the upstairs. So a lot of these houses that are compartmentalized, they're there for a reason because they're holding up the upstairs. So what we could do two things here. We could have put the beam under it as the wall was, and now you got this, now your ceilings are not flat. So what we did here, and what I was talking about in the other house, is we set a wall here to hold it while you're doing your repairs, and we cut those joists out and we hang them on it's called an LVL, load-bearing beam. So the beam is running all the way across. You see how this right here is the load point. So we got this holding up the beam on this side, and then you got the beam getting held up on this side. And what we're gonna do is, this will be a peninsula, so we'll wrap this out. This will be framed out and chased. So this will be framed out, which is our ductwork. We realized in this house we didn't have ductwork to the upstairs. So we got ductwork running here. We've got ductwork running here. So this will be framed out. Nobody will even know what was there. Though there used to be a wall there anyway. So this will be your walkway. And then we've got a peninsula coming here, and we've done this type of rehab, this design, plenty of times, and this thing sells. It's a beautiful design. So we'll have our range right here in the island, backless, and it'll have a peninsula with an overhang for stools, and then this will all be framed out. You'll never know that there's a beam up in there, and you got now kind of more of an open concept into your kitchen area. But these are the things you have to think about when you're rehabbing the houses, because if we take out this wall, what's in that wall? It's probably going to have some electric in it. It probably might have some plumbing in it. And it may also have your heat runs to your upstairs. So if you take, yeah, exactly. So if you take it out, where are you going to put it? So you got to push them over the sides. This is already framed out, which is good. So this will be drywalled, but you got to figure out how you're going to get your heating and your plumbing to where it was before. So, I mean, you can see all of our ductwork here. It was a kind of a puzzle game to figure out how to get our heating up here. Also, another thing about chases, there's one right here. You see how the plumbing is being ran from the main bath down through this wall. That has to stay there. So you could also, if needed, what a lot of people do is maybe you take this wall out. Okay, you run your ductwork and you run it along the beam that you are creating there. So you got to think about that as you're designing, because your MEPs are going to work through that, and also your framer needs to know that, because if not, you're going to be calling back your framer multiple times and changing the scope, and you're just going to get nickel and dimed like crazy. So this house here, like I said, mostly cosmetic but older. So we've got old plaster and lath. So the ceilings are, you get the lath. It's old, it's hard to work with. We're gonna try and skim it, but I know it's gonna be a pain in the ass, so we pay more for stuff like that. You notice how my guys just scram whenever the camera comes in. So kitchen will be there. We got our ductwork here. We've got it all soffitted out. The soffit doesn't look that great, but nonetheless, that's what we're talking about. So this will have to be soffitted, chased, and then there's gonna be drywall around that.
They have like thinner duct. Does that have to be that big?
You can, but it is what it is. You can get flex duct that you can run, but
Right there in that corner.
yeah. Yeah, a lot of times when these things are gut, so like it's not, we didn't gut it. So a lot of the times we can, like in Ellesmere, which is another house we're doing, we'll recess it in the wall. So like the studs that are going up, you can put the ductwork in there, but since we're not opening this place up, it's just gonna have to be like this. So you got kind of random soffits running through here. Like I don't like that. It's just super random. Like I'd rather it be uniform, so like run all the way across and all the way across, but then again, I don't want a soffit running through my damn living space. But that was one thing that we didn't notice when we first got into this house, was we didn't have any ductwork to the upstairs, so we had to reconfigure everything to do so. So a lot of old plaster, a lot of wallpaper. So you see they've already kind of skimmed it down, at least scraped it down. We're gonna have to do a lot of mudding. We're gonna have to do a lot of drywall work on this house to make it go up to normal. But these guys are good, man. If you find good drywallers, if you find good crews, they can make this old stuff look brand new. Here, we got 3 bedrooms up, so this will be a 3-bed, 1.5 bath. Very standard old house. Rob's standing into the bathroom here. So here, like I said, standard bathroom. We're keeping it as is. And what you need to think about is, okay, where is my plumbing gonna go? What kind of drain do I need? What kind of tub or pan do I need? So here, the things you're gonna talk about with your contractor are this, okay? Your plumbing is already right here on the right side, up this wall. I wanna keep it there instead of moving it around. So I need a right-hand drain tub. You can get a right hand or you can get a left hand. So I'm gonna right hand drain tub. I'm gonna need new shower system. So you got your copper plumbing lines coming here, which look pretty good. There's a little bit of corrosion down there, but overall it might be good. So I need to push these into the wall here, and I need a new shower system up. We also need to demo this plaster out more because I need to also do tile board. So I need to insulate exterior walls. So this wall needs insulated because it's already got the insulation falling out. Insulate exterior walls. I need tile board, and I also need the tile. So you got all these different components. So if you're building your scope of work and all you say is new shower, that doesn't tell the story. You're gonna get nickel and dime. You won't know what to order. You need to take control of your construction and know what goes into each piece. So you got like 10 different things you're ordering for just turning this into what it needs to be. So yeah, think about that stuff. This plumbing, copper plumbing looks pretty good, but we got old galvanized running for the drain. I'll probably have to get rid of that. Probably new galvanized or lead toilet drain. So we got to get all that done. We got to remove it. We got to get it to PVC.
I would just turn the shower.
That way?
Because look how low that, like.
The problem is you got to build another soffit if you do that.
That's true.
So Rob was saying you want to do a different bathroom or make the head here, which I don't disagree with.
But it's higher.
But I think if you put it here, it's okay. But I think you're right. But if you do the plumbing there, you got to build another soffit down at that in the living space, the dining area, because this is where that main.
The ceiling right there to put it inside.
Correct. So you'd have to drop it because you got to have the trap, and then you got to run. It's got to rise over run. So we'd have to do another soffit there, which I don't want to have this ceiling look like a damn soffit map. I don't think that's a word, but nice big return there. Cool. That's pretty much it. Those bedrooms look good. Yeah. All right. Down in our basement here. Old house, like we talked about, but you want to look for old stuff. You want to use context clues to figure out if it's good, if it's bad. So number one is, how does your foundation look? So like I said, we got old clay tile foundation. We got a little bit of efflorescence, water staining, but overall, like smell, and look up in the floor joist too. If it gets wet over time, it's been here for 100 years. If it was wet over time, you would have a lot of mold on your floor joist. This is a very dry basement in the grand scheme of things, because if you go back to the beginning of the video, it sits up on a hill. So it's very positive grading away from the home. And then, like we were talking about plumbing wise here, we've got some new PVC, which we probably did, some new ABS, which is already here, and then we got it going into cast iron. So what you should do in these houses, and this is good right here because you got to clean out, I would open this up and run a camera down through here to see what the integrity of your plumbing system is like, at least on the drain side. Furnace we already replaced. I'm trying to think if there's anything else here we need to look at. Yeah, look at your ductwork. Oh yeah, this is a good kind of piece to show here. So this right here is knob and tube, and it's running in. This is probably a doorbell right here, but that's knob and tube electric running into it. So 1920s house, you want to get rid of that stuff wherever you can, at least kitchens, baths, exterior. Get rid of it if you can. That's pretty much it. Let's go maybe show the rest of the exterior of this place and get to the house number 3. So this house right here, like I said, we got a $75,000 budget minus 75,000. So now we're down to 328 for total margin on this deal. Back area has original windows. We're gonna replace those, but the rest of the house has updated vinyl. I don't know what in the world that is. Replace the exterior door, general landscape, clean this place up, and get it to where somebody want to buy it. Now, we talked about this a few times, but this does sit on a main road, meaning you know right away that your buyer pool is going to be limited. Not everybody wants to live on a main road. Not a lot of people do. So your price has to show it, your quality has to show it, and hopefully you're in an area that is desirable. This is, like I said, Westerville, Ohio, very nice school district. This is within walking distance to Uptown. Like, it's a nice area, but we're gonna scare some people off. And you got I didn't even say this, you got a bus stop right in front as well. All right, house number 3. This house is the quirkiest of them all. The back door's probably open. Quirkiest of them all. We're changing the layout more on this one. And I think it'll be a nice house when it's all said and done. But this one was the most beat up. This house was a 2-bed, 1-bath. We're turning it into a 3-bed, 2-bath. So it's tight, it's weird, but at the end of the day, it'll be a nice house. We got aluminum siding. That's actually in pretty good shape. If you're watching this video, you're like, man, that is not in good shape. You can pressure wash aluminum and you can paint it and it holds paint really well. This will come out almost looking perfect at the end of the day. All right. So we got a nasty garage that we got to take down. We're going to do some exterior landscaping and getting this thing prettied up. But you see this is all pulled off. So what you're not going to find this siding, this 8-inch aluminum at Home Depot or Lowe's. You got to find these at local suppliers. So you can find this. It'll come in white and it'll have the grains in it and everything. You can find it and you can paint it. So what we're going to do, we took out a back door here. I'll show you exactly what we're doing, but this will all be uniform and it'll look good at the end. All right. Okay. So here is the house to kind of give you guys a feel. This is the living room. That was the kitchen we just walked through. What we're doing is we took this wall out here. So that's a good representation of what I was talking about. So we took out this wall right here, and we gotta beam it, which they have not done yet. We have a duct running up through here, and there was plumbing running up through there. So we have to, maybe you don't have to beam it. Those joists are going the joists are going that way. You don't need to beam it. It's resting there, yeah, no. So you have a duct here. So what do? You have to get heat up to your room that's above you. So we're gonna have to figure out, okay, we're gonna have to take it to here, put it up and through, whether it's up through an attic space, but you have to make sure you're still getting the utilities that you had up to the house, up to there. You also had electric running in the wall. So you got to think about these things. It's not as easy as just taking walls out. So what we're going to have here is a peninsula going across with an overhang for your island. Nice smallish little kitchen. What we were doing, we might have canceled this idea, was since it's so tight, we were going to open up this railing to make it open up here. So it makes it feel more open. And I'm going to send that actually to my team and see if they changed it.
Because there's a staircase.
Because there's a staircase right there and it's really tight. Yo, did we cancel the idea of doing a opening this up for a handrail? Because I see we have new drywall here. If yes, just let me know why. I'm okay with it, but I think opening this up will give this space more feel, make it feel bigger. Okay, so kitchen will be there. Living room is here. It's got nice hardwood under here, so we're going to refinish our hardwood. And then over here, we noticed that there was another big living space, big enough. And the upstairs bedrooms are pretty small. So what we're doing is we're turning this into our master bedroom. So giant first floor master bedroom, little brick accent here. This now is our bathroom. So we took 48 inches off the wall, door here. We're going to have our shower run right here. We're gonna have a vanity right here, or actually no, it's gonna run here on this exterior wall, which I don't want to run plumbing on an exterior wall. I really want them to take the door to here. The door should be here, and the vanity should be here, and the toilet should be like here, I think, because this is taking away from your space. And then you walk in through to your closet. So this will be the closet here. Which is fine by me.
This is technically the size that the back house bathroom and closet should have been.
That's exactly what I was saying.
Because look how big this fucking bedroom is, huge now. But it's a small house, so you'll want that.
Also here for the master, I thought we talked about moving the door over and maybe even making the closet a little bit smaller. Actually, they probably already did that, so you got that here. That closet's probably an okay size, but I feel like the door should maybe be here, because we just need to come over here and like spray out, so I know exactly what you guys are thinking. Because I mean, obviously the pan is going to be here. Is the vanity going to be there and the toilet there? Just kind of give me an idea. We need to get over here and just kind of map these things out.
Vanity, toilet, because nothing can be on this side. So everything has to be in the
Correct.
wall.
So it's going to be, yeah, it's going to be here. So they're going to run, I'm sure so I want the shower to be here. So we'll run the head right here, because I don't want that plumbing to be on the exterior wall. And then this just has to be insulated really well if we're going to pop it up right here. So we're going to have vanity, I'm sure, right here. And then toilet right here. It's not bad.
Wow.
I think it works. But this is, like you said, this is what I wanted the first house bathroom more or less to look like. Because it's a nice big bedroom space now. But this one was more quirky. This was a harder layout to figure out, and your boy came up with it. Upstairs, so like I said, weird house. So this, hopefully we can get this to an open handrail to where you walk downstairs and it's like it blends into your living space and doesn't feel like it's so tight. But we probably have to beam some stuff up in this wall, etc., etc. Upstairs, we've got bedroom number 1 here. Decent sized bedroom. Basic cosmetic, refinish the hardwood, keep the trim, new doors if we need, we'll probably keep those, skim down the ceilings, give this thing to where it can be finished again, and then a full bath right here. Big full bath. So this one, our budget is this one here is $88,000 minus $88,000. So we're down to now $240,000 before, and that's if they sell for those numbers. Now they can sell for less. I don't think they'll sell for more, but you never know. But to me, you gotta have a lot of margin in these deals. You can't be running your numbers. So if you're gonna deploy this much money, you have to have, like, if you download my deal analyzer, which you should, in one of the tabs in the bottom we have what's called our flipping matrix. And what that'll explain to you is, okay, how old is the house and how much money should you make? Now if this house was a 1980s house and it was a 30 grand rehab, you should make 20, 30 grand, probably 30. But if it's a 1920s house like this and you're spending 80 grand in the rehab and you have to purchase it for 200,000, let's say you're all in 300, you should make 50 grand, 40, 50 grand. So it's not a one size fits all box. You gotta make sure you're looking at cash deployed and your risk, because you need to be rewarded for your risk. And rehabs like this, like you got 20, 25 different subs. You got framers, you've got HVAC people, you got a roofer, you got a siding person, you got a window guy, you got electricians, you got all these people that are getting paid, and you're providing a great house for somebody. So you should be getting, like, you don't let anybody tell you that you're not providing a great service, because you're changing a house that was a flooded basement, mold, into something that somebody can raise a family in, you know? Sorry, we'll cut that out my nose. I got like insulation like going up my nose. But don't let, and especially if you're sharing your journey, don't let the internet tell you that flippers are bad, flippers are scum. Like yes, some people can be tough, but this is not that scenario where you're truly helping out a community, making people have good neighbors, all the above. So what I did here is, so let me go back to all the rehab. So we got, let's say, we're about $85,000 per house of rehab. So 85,000 times 3. So $255,000 of rehab. I'm raising that from my side. So times 0.12, I pay about 12% interest. If you guys are watching this video, you got money, you want to lend, I'll give you 12%. So if I held this for a whole year, I'd pay $30,000 of interest on this, divided by 12, $2,500 monthly. We just started this last month, probably 3 weeks ago. Let's say it's going to take us 5 months start to finish. I'm going to pay this lender $12,750 to use their money. So 200, what was that? 255,000 plus 255,000. So my payoff to my lender is gonna be $267,750 plus $650,000. So our all-in on this deal is gonna be $920,000, give or take. Now, if we sell this thing, my phone do not disturb because it just blows up all day. If we sell it for 1.2 times 0.95, because 1% to our realtor, 1% for closing costs, 3% to the other, 5% minus our 920. Our margin on this is right around $200,000. To me, that's worth it. And we'll split that over their payoff, we're gonna split it 50-50. So we should walk away with this with $100,000, and our partner on this should walk away with $100,000. That is a win-win scenario. That's how it should be. If you're partnering with somebody, you can't, if you're walking into a deal making 20 grand, it's not worth everybody's time. If you want to partner on a deal with me, I will tell you that, hey, we should make at least 40 grand. We should both walk with 20. It needs to be worth your time as well. So 100 grand, we got one of my best crews working this thing. It'll be done in probably less than a month. These guys are rocking, they're working here every day, and we'll get these things sold. It's June right now. We'll get them on the market end of July, and hopefully sell them quick. So if you guys like videos like this, if you guys want to learn, if you guys want to learn the real side of real estate, if you guys want to see these properties come to life in real time, head over to my Instagram, like and subscribe, or follow me over there, and then like and subscribe to this page. We're spending a lot of time building this YouTube. We're less than 10,000 subscribers right now, but we'll have 100,000 before you know it. So we appreciate you OG people that are here. OG, I don't even know if you call them fans on YouTube, but people that are rocking with me from the beginning. It's a lot of time, money, and effort that we put into this. So thank you guys for being here, and let me know what you guys want to see. Drop it in the comments. Is it rental stuff? Is it wholesaling? Is it flipping? Because we do all those at a high level. We'll see you in the next video.